everyone. Welcome back. It is great to hear and see all of you. I hope you enjoyed your break. I hope you had a nice time. I hope you had a chance to kind of relax. Maybe, I know it sounds crazy, catch up on some work. But the first thing I would like to start off on, as this video is going to be recorded for all students, not just the 6 of you here right now. But I wanted to let everybody know, does anybody know when the third marking period ends for the tech school? Take a guess.
The 9th.
The 9th. Thank you very much. This Friday. Okay. So I cannot stress this enough. I also mentioned this over the break, and unfortunately, only a few students took advantage of the time that they had to catch up on some work and submit some stuff. But that's okay. It is what it is. For those that took the opportunity, well done. I actually saw some really good work. But yes, I will still be accepting any and all work that you would like to give me up until actually Thursday, because I have to have my grades in by Thursday at 3 o'clock. So basically you have till Thursday at noon to get as much work done as you possibly can. I will be honest, there are still quite a few students that are failing, not just failing the marking period, but are going to fail for the year, which is a very scary thing to think about, because if you fail the first, second, and third marking period, it's almost impossible to pass the fourth. I'm not going to lie. It's not impossible, but you would have to have a 96 for the semester, or for the marking period. And I don't know many students that put in their best effort in the last marking period when the weather's getting nice. So please go into Schoology, click on grades, and see what your grade is. See what your projects that you still need to hand in are. And I'll be honest, for whatever reason, some students have told me that they've heard rumors that they're just going to do pass-fail at the end of the year. They're going to just kind of give everybody good grades. And I'll tell you right now, we're not doing it here at this school. So please don't think that somebody's going to swoop in and save the day and give you a passing grade just because. I am very fair. I really think, and I would hope you all agree, that I bend over backwards to try to give you as many opportunities as you can to do the work and hand it in, and give you credit for it. So, please try and get as much done as you can. I will be reaching out to some of you this week, starting tomorrow, sending out failure notices to both you and your parents and or guardians. And that's never a fun thing to do, but unfortunately I got to do what I got to do. So I'll be making phone calls and sending emails. So I honestly think it's best if you just get in front of it and go speak with your parent or guardian and say, look, this is what it looks like. Mr. McCarthy is an awesome teacher and he's willing to work with me and help me finish out the marking period. There are some very simple things. Did anybody get my email yesterday about the frame modules that I talked about before? Yes, no? Anyone? Bueller? Anyone? Okay. You really, really, really have to check your email. I sent an email yesterday, and there are these things called the frame modules. Now, if you did not get this email, it's because you already did them. Okay, so keep that in mind. I sent out an email. I went through all the students that haven't done them and said, look, I really need you to do it. But the frame modules are located on the right above the third marking period folder in Schoology. And it just says frame, F-R-A-M-E. And those are the ones where remember you did the goals and stuff like that? And then there was there's 2 folders, one for goals and one for mentoring. Those are really easy ways to get your points up, like big time. But please make sure you're going in and doing the daily discussion posts for your work. That's it's almost 30% of your grade. It's just going in and doing the daily attendance post. Does everybody understand that, what I'm saying so far? Okay. I say this because I believe that I'm more worried than some students are about their grades right now. So please put yourself in a good spot. Reach out to me. I do know what your grades are, but if you are struggling, failing, you don't know what's going on, I'm not going to come and find you. It's the 4th marking period. I would hope that you would at least reach out to me at this point and ask for help or support. Especially, and I hope for those of you that are online right now, and for those of you that will be watching this video, I really hope to see you next year. I mean, obviously, if you're a senior, you won't be back, but you could still come and visit, though. I love it when they come visit. But I would hope that I'm going to see all of you next year. But if you fail here, and worse, if you fail at your home school, they're not going to let you come here next year. So please, I'll end it with this. Put yourself in a good spot. It's been a long year. I get it, but we're in the home stretch. I mean, it's crazy. It's April. And, I'll be honest with you, I don't even count June. So really, we have less than 2 months to go. So, just focus, buckle down, and do the best you can to get your work done. And then we can start fresh and have a great year. We got some really fun, exciting stuff planned for next year. And I'd like to have everybody show up and be a part of it. So, but does anybody have questions, comments, anything about what I just covered?
I saw an email that was about to go to the tech school, like a walk, an open house, I think.
Really? When's
I
that?
think so.
If you could send it to me, that would be great.
All right.
But I will tell you this, that some students, especially Norristown, first-year students will possibly have the opportunity, if the parent and the student decide, that you can actually, as a 10th grader, you can start coming to class starting the week of April 19th. You can actually come in. Please check with your sending schools about that. I didn't say all sending schools, but I know Norristown. I know they're starting to slowly let kids come back here. We had some students that were returning that started back today. But of course, there was an issue. Some students didn't know what time they were supposed to be here, the schedule. So if you personally have a question about any of that, please feel free to reach out to me. But also, please talk to your sending school, Norristown, Plymouth, White Marsh, Upper Marion, Lower Marion. I don't know their schedule. I don't know their busing. I can only tell you stuff related to here. But there are some students that have decided to stay virtual for the rest of the year. There are some students that are going to be coming in for the first time. So it's pretty exciting.
All right.
So hopefully, but check in. If you personally just don't know, just give me a call or stop in during office hours online, and I will be more than happy to help you get you in here and get you working.
Okay.
Cool. Thanks. Good question. So I'll tell you what, without any further ado, I am going to jump in and show you what we will be working on for the next 2 weeks. So the way it looks like what I'm going to do is I'm going to break things up a little bit simpler, in my opinion. We're still going to do a 2-week project, but then after that, there'll be a 1 week, then a 2 week, then a 1 week. So I'm not giving you these massive projects to do, because like I said, I realize some of you still are, maybe struggling with both here and your sending school. I'm not going to pile the work on. And it's, for this unreasonable hope that you're going to try and get it all done and burn out. So I think 2 projects, a 2-week project like this one with a quiz, because vocabulary and terminology is so important in this program, and an exploratory, which is you just go out and take pictures with your phone. But those are, like I said, they're numerous opportunities to get good grades. To run around with your phone and take a photo collage for 100 points is honestly, it's a no-brainer. And then the 1-week project, there'll be a 1-week project, no exploratory, one thing to do, like making a poster, okay? Or something along those lines related to what I'll be teaching, okay? Does everybody understand? Okie dokie. All right, cool. So I'm going to share my screen, and I'm going to kind of cover, this is literally hot off the press. There's still a few things I need to do, but I will make that stuff available. For example, if you were to go into Schoology right now, you will see nothing about this, but that's okay, because I did not put it together yet. I always like to go over the project first. So some students try to get ahead and they'll see stuff posted on Schoology, and then I get buried with questions. What are we doing? I don't understand. How do you know we're supposed to be doing this? So, I like to kind of roll it out, showing you this on the website. So by the end of the day today, by 3 o'clock, you'll see online that everything is in Schoology, where you need to upload, where you need to put everything, okay? So here we go. So you'll actually see, ta-da, marking period number 4. Everybody can see my screen, right? The school website or the class website. Okay. So I added, let me go to, yeah. So we are going to do Foley art. Does anybody know what Foley artists do?
I think it's like comic book stuff, right?
Nope. But this graphic kind of gives you a hint to what Foley artists do.
Oh,
What do you see?
comic strips.
Well, what's written?
Oh, use what was that word? Like shows sounds and stuff.
Sound
Like it's
effect.
yeah, sound effect.
So, yep.
Yes.
So you got it right. So it's actually, the technical term is called a Foley, Foley, a Foley artist. Their job is to take movies and TV shows and even radio shows and create sound effects. Okay. Even as something as simple, when you see a movie with a guy on a horse walking, that's somebody clapping 2 pieces of wood together. It's not even the sound of the horse. So they actually go and recreate sounds for movies to give it the full effect. So if you look here, I'm actually going to jump to the lectures real quick. This is not completely done, but this is a great way to roll it out. So you'll see here, Foley filmmaking is the reproduction of everyday sound effects that are added to film, video, and other media in post-production to enhance the audio quality. So you can actually see right here, there's 2 Foley artists watching the program that they're creating sounds, and they have all of these props to create those sound effects with. So I'll actually be giving you some sample movies, like some well-known movies and how those sound effects are created. And I found this really cool top 10 list of some of the most commonly recreated sounds on TV, like walking, ripping, bone breaking and stuff. Obviously, they're not sitting there breaking human bones during a movie. So this is a pretty cool, it's not a very well-known field that people go into, but they literally spend their lives in a big studio recreating sound for media. And as I said before, they actually do, and if you ever watch the Oscars, sound effects and Foley artists, you can actually, they win Academy Awards for these record break or groundbreaking sounds and effects. And then here's some common terms. I'll go a little bit more in depth with these over the next few days. So, Wednesday and Thursday. But some very basic things you need to know: what ambient audio is, what a decibel. Some of these terms you might know, or some you might know the definition, but you just didn't know what the actual word was. Some people don't know what stereo means. That means you're getting sound out of 2 different channels, a left speaker and a right speaker. Many, many, many years ago, when I was a kid, I had a little radio and only had 1 earpiece. And you only had stereo. You didn't. It was mono. Mono meaning what? You know what mono means? Mono means 1. So stereo is left and right channel. So you'll kind of see some of these terms. You definitely want to familiarize yourself with them. And then I have some really cool video tutorials. It covers, and you can feel free if you want, when we're done this class, you can start looking at these videos. But here's a cool one about what a Foley artist does. So I'll have to make sure that works. It worked a minute ago, but I will create and fix that. But I think it's our school filters blocking it right now, which I could say, I guess our school filter does a very good job. But there's actually some really good ones on here that show you, how you can even make Foley sound effects at home, which is pretty neat for TV shows and movies and things like that. And then last but not least, for those of you that do not have an Apple laptop, there is a free program out there. It's called open source, which means it's free to the world. If you have a Chromebook or any other type of PC, there is a program out there called Audacity. If you've never heard of it, it is a free program. It means there's no ads. You don't have to pay for it. You don't get hit with malware, spyware, any of that stuff. It is a free program that you can use to import sound effects and to import your own audio, okay? I will start showing you tutorials on how to do that for those of you that were not able to come to the class yet and get a laptop, okay? So let's jump back real quick to the actual project, shall we? So here's the project. So it covers the goals, objectives, what you're going to be working on. So I gave all of you 6 movie clips to choose from, okay? So you're going to pick any one of these and you're going, there's Mr. Folk.
Hi.
So you're going to,
What are we learning about?
we're learning about Foley sounds.
Ooh.
So you're going to pick one of these and you're going to remove the audio and you're going to create your own sound effects and background music. Does everybody understand what I was just saying? So you could pick, let's pick the good old, Three Stooges. You're going to download this video with the YouTube to MP3 converter, and you're going to go in there and make slap noises and hitting the table. There's a really good website that I'm giving you called freesound.org, where you can actually download gunshots, explosions, cats meowing, all kinds of crazy stuff. And then you can overlay the sound on top. And there's a download button, as you can see on the screen, where you can actually download the video. So you actually don't need the converter, which is awesome. Okay. So you can pick any one of these. Okay. One of my favorites, the Kung Fu Battle. Okay. You can sit there and make, and I'm not going to do it on this video, but you can sit there and make cool noises. You want to get your friends to come up, whoa, and make, Kung Fu noises and banging pots and pans and have your friends come over. You can go and do all those things. So you're essentially, like Mr. Folk just showed me, you're going to click download the video. You're going to bring it into iMovie and then use GarageBand to create all the sound effects and put them together. Does everybody understand what I'm talking about? Does anybody have any questions? Somebody's got to have a question at this point.
I have a question.
Mr. Falk has a question.
How do you create projects in school? I wish I was doing these projects.
Yeah, right. So, does anybody have questions real quick?
I have a
Okay.
question.
Yeah, it seems pretty
Yeah.
straightforward.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I'm going to go a little bit more into detail. And I will really get into this tomorrow, but I'd like to just kind of show you everything, and in the hopes that you're going to look at this after class and spend a little bit of time digging in. So when we talk again tomorrow, any questions you have, I can answer them for you. Somebody else had a question. Go ahead.
Oh, it was me.
Okay.
How
ahead,
long
Malaysia.
does that movie have to be? Does it have to be a certain length?
Yes. Great question. So I will show you right here. I started doing this new thing where I put a pink box and I give you instructions. Download one of the videos. You must have sound effects and background. Now, these clips are anywhere from 3 minutes to like 8 minutes. Yours only needs to be 3. So you can cut and edit and trim it any way you want. I don't care. Okay. If you want to put some title slides or any other kind of goofy things, knock yourself out. And then really, those are the instructions. And as I said, for those of you that do not have Apple laptops, there is the free resource to download. Here's Audacity, and it is a free software for Mac or PC to create your own sound effects and stuff. It's a great program, I'll be honest with you. For those of you that just don't have access to a couple $100 worth of software, which you will eventually learn when you return to the program. You'll start using Apple Logic Pro, Audition, some of the other software that's out there. But this is at least to get you started. And here's a great website too called Freesound. And it is literally loaded with all different kinds of sounds. You can go up to the, and it's all free. So let's say I go up to sounds and I type karate. Let's see what comes up. Hopefully something will come up, right? Yes, I know you use cookies. Okay. And you can even add and donate sounds too. So here you go. Foley Girl Karate. Let's play it, see what it sounds like. So There's a bunch. So you can go and find all this stuff. Ooh, karate chops. So there's a bunch of stuff out there that you can add. Anything you want, okay? Now let me say this too. You have the ability, if you want, to go and make this funny. Now let's say you do the car chase scene, right? You can sit there and go meow and make all these funny car noises. You could make it sound like the car horn sounds like a rubber ducky. I don't care. If you want to have fun with it, have fun with it. It doesn't matter. One of my students did the funniest thing, Ian, last year when he did the World War II battle scene. It was like sploosh, and then he's like num 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 num, and then he was making all the explosion sounds like a 5-year-old would do. So he was sitting there going do 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 do, blowing everything up. I was laughing my butt off. So he did a really good job with it. So I think I gave you enough variety of things to choose from. So really, all I'm asking you to do today is just look at this. I'm actually going to change some of the instructions here a little bit because you don't need to use the YouTube to MP3 link because you can just go and right click the video and I'll show you how to do that. But all the instructions are in here and that's the project. So I'm giving you a clip of a movie and you're going to create your own sounds and background music, okay? Using iMovie and GarageBand, and you're going to export the final video out of what it's going to look like, okay? And that's what you're going to do. If you have any issues and you cannot use the software and you don't have the ability to do this project, everyone out there in my class, you need to contact me directly for an alternate assignment, okay? If you don't have access to a computer and you don't have the technology to do this project, you have to please contact me and let me know, and I will give you something that you'll be able to do, okay? Now, last but not least, everybody, the new Exploratory is somewhat related to this project. So what I'm asking you to do, project number 10, you're going to do everyday sounds, okay? So I put this collage together and you want to say to yourself, what are some everyday sounds that you hear? Please keep it, G-rated. But if you, take a shower every morning, the sound of water, how do you photograph the sound of water? That's a good example right here, the actual running water. You don't want to just take a picture of a glass with water in it. You want to show the motion or the action of the sound being made. If you sing in the shower every day, take a picture of yourself singing. Your friend laughing on the phone. Your dog, if you have a dog and your dog barks every morning because the dog's hungry. You skateboard after school, you play basketball with your friends. There's a bird chirping in the yard. That's what I want to see. So I want you to start thinking about sound. Sound is such a big part of this program, okay? So you need to start to be aware of sound, what you hear, how you hear it, how these different sounds affect your daily life, or there's sounds that you hate, like your alarm clock going off every morning. And then how can you apply what you're learning here and the other project to upcoming projects, and hopefully it will start to make you think about sound. When I tell you to go out and film, make a short film about a nature walk, you really got to start thinking about sounds. If it's in the wintertime, there's no sound. So how do you, overcome that hurdle? So it's really important for you to think about video is when you watch a video, the sound is as equally important as the film that you're watching. Sometimes more important. Think of Star Wars. How many awesome, cool sounds can you think of? The lasers, explosions, lightsabers. If you didn't know those sounds, you wouldn't associate it with the movie. And there's people made a lot of money to go out and make those different sounds that you've never heard. So that's, everything that we're going to be working on up to this point for the next 2 weeks. As I said before, I know it's a lot, but that's okay. But this is a fun project. So, dive in with both feet. and check it out. And I think you'll enjoy it. It's as fun as you're going to make it. If you just want to download some sounds and not make cool sound effects, maybe get your friends and family involved. Don't try to make your dog bark at 2 o'clock in the morning. And I don't want your parents calling me, giving me a hard time, but think of some cool creative ways. And that's actually the first thing I told you to do for the exploratory. Don't even start taking pictures. You want to write down, and you remember one of the last photo assignments we did was daily routine. So look at your daily routine and say, what sounds, the slamming of a car door, the sound of the bus brakes as the door opens to get on the bus, anything like that. If you use a garbage disposal and you're done breakfast and you throw it down the disposal, how do you take pictures of that? You would show, hopefully, taking a picture of you pushing it off your plate instead of just a picture of a garbage disposal. Okay. So think about those different things, and we are going to circle back tomorrow, and I'm going to start really breaking this down, going through the vocabulary. I'll make sure the YouTube videos will be active for you to be able to watch. And that's what I have for today. Does anybody have questions? I know it's a lot of stuff, but I would hope look at all this stuff and come to me tomorrow with questions. Okay. But dig in, take a look, and I really hope you have fun with it. Okay. Sound good? All right. Any questions? Speak now, or forever hold your peace until tomorrow. Okay. All right, cool. Well, it is great to see all of you again. And as I said, please don't forget, third marking period ends this Thursday. Please try to hand in as much as you can. I will be in contact with some of you to see what we can do to help you pass the third marking period and the rest of the year if need be. So that's it. Have a great day. Go stick your head out a window. It's beautiful out. All right. Take care.